Hello, my dear students. Myself, Professor Dr. Sanjay Chabra, Faculty of Law and Governance, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women University. This is related to my subject Financial Management for BCom BBA LLB second semester, second session from Unit 1 related to importance and scope of financial management. So my dear students, today we'll discuss about the importance of financial management. And as and when I explain, you please note down that points, 11 points which are importance of financial management. So the importance of financial management can be discussed in these following heads. Number one, or first let me read out all the 11 points. Number one, basis of success of the enterprise. Basis of success of the enterprise. Number two, optimum allocation and utilization of resources. Optimum allocation and utilization of resources. Number three, central focal point of decision making. Central focal point of decision making. Number four, measurement of performance and efficiency. Measurement of performance and efficiency. Number five, basis of planning, coordination and control. Number five, basis of planning, coordination and control. Number six, national importance. Repeat, number six, national importance. Number seven, useful for business managers. Useful for business managers. Number eight, useful for shareholders. Useful for shareholders. Number nine, useful for investors. Useful for investors. Number 10, useful for financial institutions. Repeat, useful for financial institution. And last, number 11, useful for others. That is useful for others. Now let me explain these 11 points in brief. Number one, basis of success of the enterprise. The success of an enterprise, whether it is small or big, or it is corporated or not corporated, it is manufacturing or service organization, depends only on efficient financial management. The effective financial management can turn an enterprise which is running into loss into a profit. Second, optimum allocation and utilization of resources. A good finance manager can make possible the optimum allocation and utilization of resources, and through this work helps in increasing the wealth of the firm. Number three, control central local focal. Number three, central focal point of decision making. In past, business managers used to make decisions on the basis of intuition and experience, but today most of the decisions are taken on the basis of financial analysis and comparisons, where financial management plays very important role. Number four, management of performance and efficiency. Whatever work is done in the enterprise, its measurement of efficiency is done on the basis of finance. For this work, certain new techniques have been developed for financial have been developed in financial management. Number five, basis of planning, coordination and control. Financial management provides the basis of planning, coordination and control in the enterprise. Financial planning is done on the basis of financial forecasting, and in which coordination of all department is done in budgetary control as applicable on all works. That is, for any smooth functioning, planning, coordination and control is must. Then number six, regarding financial management importance, national importance. Crores of rupees are spent on different development works in a developing country like India. The per capita national income can be increased by effective financial management. Inefficient management of public investment is a big reason of our poverty. We must utilize our resources. Then number 7, useful for business managers. Financial management is quite useful in the area of business management. In public corporation, investment of public is made. Directors are the trustees of capital of the public. This is their responsibility that they give protections to the invested capital of different categories of people and arrange adequate return on capital. And this is only possible when business management is fully familiar with financial management. Now, number 8, useful for shareholders. The owners of the company is the real owner of the company. They cannot actively take part in management because of their numbers being big and they are scattered here and there. So the work of management is given to directors chosen by them. So the board of directors works in the interest of shareholders or not, it is not to be seen by shareholders. If shareholders possess adequate knowledge about financial management, then the evaluation of economic condition of the enterprise can be made effectively and give their suggestion in annual general meeting of the company. Then useful for the investors. Number 9, investors invest their money with the aim that they will get more and more profit. Brokers do not advise properly. If investors are familiar with the theories of financial management, they can themselves decide about investment in sound company. Then number 10 importance is useful for financial institutions. The owners of the investment banks, commercial banks, underwriters, acceptance and discount houses should have adequate knowledge about financial management. If they do not have adequate knowledge, they can give loans to such a company, they can give loan to such a company which is about to be declared insolvent or can do investment in wrong securities. Then last importance of financial management is useful for others. The knowledge of financial management is useful for all other persons of society also, like politicians, economists, sociologists, students of commerce and management have benefits from this subject. After the independence, investment in government enterprises in 5-year plan has increased. So the success of this investment depends upon effective financial management. So my dear students, these are 11 importance of financial management. Now we'll explain in brief about scope of financial management. Financial management is essential for all types of organizations, whether it is a profit motive or non-profit motive organization, because it plays a crucial role in making the best use of not only the financial resources but also the other non-financial resources. With the evolution of financial management, especially in the 20th century, the definition of financial management has undergone a sea change from being a branch of economics to a full-fledged subject of study. This change in the definition of financial management has also increased its scope, which can be identified and divided in two broad categories, that is the traditional approach and the modern approach. In traditional approach, it lasted about last 4 decades. The scope of it lasted about 4 decades. The scope of financial management was largely focused on various means of raising funds for business enterprises for meeting their corporate needs. During the period, the role of finance manager was limited, and it was during the major events such as promotion, reorganizations, expansion, merger, and diversification of the firm that the finance manager was called upon to raise funds. The study of financial management during this period was centered mainly around the 3 areas of, that is financial institutions and capital markets, financial instructions and procedural and legal aspect of raising funds. So the following were the basic features of traditional approach to financial management. We have divided in two broad categories: scope, that is traditional scope, and modern scope. So in traditional approach to management, the features of traditional approach are: the approach was mainly descriptive on instruments, institutions and practices through which funds were obtained, and the focus was mainly on certain episodic events such as formation, reorganization, recognitions, major expansion, diversification, merger and liquidation in the life cycle of the firm. So the point of view of outsiders like financial institutions, investment bankers, moneylenders and others, outsiders' interest was dominant in the management of finance of the firm. In the academic world, the term corporation finance was used to describe what is now known as financial management. So this is about traditional approach. So we can say that the drawbacks are there of traditional approach. The drawbacks of traditional approach to the scope of financial management is emphasis on long-term issues, number one. Number two, no attention on internal management. Number three, no focus on funds utilization. Number four, funds confined only on industrial enterprises. Number five, scanty attention on day-to-day financial activities. I'll repeat the 5 drawbacks of traditional approach. Please note down. Number one, that it emphasizes on long-term losses issues. Emphasizes on long-term issues. Number two, no attention on internal management. Number three, no focus on funds utilization. Number four, funds confined only on industrial enterprises. And number five, scanty attention on day-to-day financial activities. So because of these drawbacks of traditional approach, modern approach comes into existence. So what is modern approach? So the modern approach, we will discuss now. In modern approach, it considered financial management as a vital and an integral part of overall management. This approach is an analytical way of looking into the financial problems and necessitates efficient and effective utilization of firm's resources, including the financial resources. A number of economic and environmental factors outline the utility of traditional approach in the changed business situations since the mid 1950s. These factors include the increasing pace of industrialization after the World War II, technological innovations and inventions, intense competitions, increasing intervention of government on account of management inefficiency and failure, population growth and widened markets during and after mid 1950s. The modern approach is embedded in sound conceptual and analytical theories and widened the scope of financial management. This approach has shifted emphasis from the episodic financing to the managerial functional problems, from raising of funds to the efficient and effective use of fund of an enterprise. The principal contents of modern approach to financial management are concerned with to provide solution of the following 3 major problems relating to financial operation of a firm. That is, number one, how large should an enterprise be and at what rate should the enterprise grow? Number two, in what form the firm should hold its assets? And number three, in what the firm should hold its liabilities. These three questions cover between their major financial problems of an enterprise, corresponding to three problems of investment, financing, and dividend decisions. Thus, financial management, according to the modern approach, can be broken down into three major decisions, that is, investment decisions, financial decisions, and dividend decisions. These are the scopes of financial management. So, we have discussed 11 points about importance and two approach about scope financial management, that is modern approach and traditional approach. Traditional approach is much suggested and in use approach of financial management. Go through this again, and from this unit, from this session, your important question is explain the importance of financial management or explain the scope of financial management. Bye.